from down 20 to come back, in TD Garden and against a team like defending champs, just kind of what was the mood in the team and getting that going?
Yeah, my boy, you got it. What's up? Yeah, I mean, it was a good team win. I feel like everyone contributed in a positive way. And, you know, we knew the series, we know that this series isn't going to be, easy. That's a heck of a team, with a great coaching staff, and they're defending champs for a reason. So, we just tried to push the pace, get stops, play fast, and, we did that.
You guys forced them into a lot of threes in the second half. It looked like they were settling. Is that intentional? What did you guys want to do after halftime?
I don't think you want to force them into threes. That's not. We don't want them to shoot more threes. They got great shooters, man. But we were just trying to. You good? Snuck in there. All right. We just try to make it tough for them. Play physical and do those kind of things. So, you never want a team like that to shoot more threes. We were kind of trying to take away threes, and they still got up 60. So, it's just, it was a good, tough, gritty win, and now we got to move on to Wednesday.
On that point, were you on any level, given the foul trouble that you, Jalen, Kat, in particular, were you kind of surprised that they were launching as many as they were instead of attacking?
No, I mean they got. I don't know what the stats are for them, but I mean they got a bunch of guys that shoot high 30s, 40s from three. They want they're good shooters, and some of them were good looks. So I think y'all saw it took us a little while to figure out how this series is going to be. We got beat with bats for 6 games, so we brought our bats here, and then I was like, I don't know if we could have been as physical. So, it took us a little while to figure out how, the game was going to be called. But, that's a part of the playoffs, part of the game. You got to figure out by game, series by series. And like I said, it was a tough win, and happy we got it, but we got to move on.
Talk about overcoming, missing 14 free throws, coming back double digits, the effort that it took defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't make it a free throw. I think I was 3 for 6. I was terrible. But yeah, like I said, it was just toughness, just grittiness. We have a tremendous amount of confidence for everyone that wears a Knicks jersey, and everyone came in and contributed and helped in a positive way.
Josh, what do you make of the way Mikal impacted the game, particularly late?
Yeah, I mean that's who Mikal is. He's got a lot of criticism, and he never lets that affect him. And I don't know how many games down the stretch that he's won for us just on the defensive side alone. The Brooklyn game, the block. The Chicago game, we got a block at the end. Big game this time. Couple, in the Detroit series. So he's been a huge part for this team. Sometimes those things get overlooked, and people just look at stats and they lose sight of how valuable of a player that he is. And he went out there and shot wasn't falling, but he had a big 3 in the overtime. I think it was overtime. Plays that go overlooked. He had a back tip. I think that I think Jalen ended up missing the 3. Real jump shot. But, just plays like that where his motor is, always goes. He's a winning player. He makes winning plays, and he should be celebrated for that.
Obviously a big win. How important is it to get greedy and try to get the second?
It's not about being greedy. It's just about going out there and playing our game. We want to win every single game. I think, that's every team wants to win every game. They don't want to lose. They don't want to come. They don't want to split. They don't want that. We want to win every game. And sometimes that's not realistic. But we got to make sure we go out there and compete at a high level. And if we do that, I got full confidence in this team. But like I said, today was great. But like I said, we got to move on and they're coming off a loss and they're gonna come back firing.
How does it build
Jalen,
your
Jalen down the stretch, every game feels like a broken record. Game on the line, he's going to make some shots. Just what can you say about him that maybe you haven't said already?
That I haven't said. That he should have won it in regulation. But yeah, like I said, clutch player of the year for a reason. I'm not gonna lie, I was knew we were gonna play them, and I was looking forward to it because I mean Drew's one of the best defenders in the league, and he's gonna be matched up on him at late games, or if Cat has going, he'll probably get on Cat, and so that's our guy. So I was excited to see that matchup, and I think I got to do a little bit better job of screening and getting him open and letting him work with space. So that's something I got to look at film on and get better at. But like I said, we're comfortable with him down, with the ball in his hand.
How does it build your confidence coming in here and getting this winning game one?
I don't think it builds our confidence. I think we always have confidence. The season's peaks and valleys, and we always try to be even. If you get too high, you're going to get knocked down. If you get too low in this league, you're going to get buried. So, I think our confidence is always high. Like I said, we got a tremendous amount of trust in everybody in this locker room and with the coaching staff. So it was a tough, gritty win. Everyone played their part, and now we got to focus on Wednesday and figuring out how we can get another win.
All right, thanks, George.